they're group events typically, but having those smaller touch points are equally as important on a daily basis, and just checking in with your people and making them feel, seen and valued.
Welcome to Actualizing Success. In this podcast series, our in-house advisors discuss today's finance and technology topics with an emphasis on solutions that embrace tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Kerry Wekelo, COO at Actualize Consulting, and today I'm joined by Theresa Santoro, our Director of HR and Operations. Today we are going to talk about encouraging team connection, which is Theresa and I's favorite part of our jobs. We have worked together for almost 19 years, and we are still having a blast. Given we have been mostly remote for my 20 years at Actualize, encouraging team connection has been a passion of mine. What I've learned over the years is that variety is key. One person may love doing virtual events while another has zero interest. You have to give lots of options to keep people engaged. Welcome, Theresa.
Thank you, Kerry. It's lovely to be here.
All right. Well, Theresa, what do you think sets Actualize apart from other companies with how we engage with our people?
Yeah, great question. I mean, I think being the first point of contact during our recruiting process at Actualize gives me, it kind of like an inside scoop to this question, which comes across as, how do you keep everyone connected? Or will I feel alone? Will I feel on an island when I speak with them for the first time and we discuss being a virtual firm? But what sets us apart and what I enjoy sharing most about our firm is definitely the culture. Staying connected, even though we are all remote, is a major priority for Actualize. Employee engagement in the business, it's treated as equally as important as the employee engagement on the social side of Actualize. And I think that is definitely something that sets us apart. What company can you say treats the business the same as the social side? And I've really loved that over my 19 years of being here. Actualize ensures that we have scheduled events and something that suits everyone's work enjoyment. So we can count on participation and also blending our people outside of their work environments. I mean, I honestly can say that I feel like I know the people in Canada and I know the people in the UK as equally as I know the people in the US. And that's by design and by, encouraging team connection, just what we're talking about today. And I equate it to being on a project that's not necessarily exciting to somebody. It gets boring, it gets monotonous, and the same stands true on the social side of things at Actualize. We want our people to look forward to the events and have the events be exciting for them to attend. I honestly don't know any company that commits to both sides of the employee experience the same way that Actualize does. So I definitely think that sets us apart.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's, people always ask, how do you have that connection? And when we are interviewing people and bringing people into the firm, a lot of times there's I'm hearing the same thing consistently over and over, how Actualize is more of a family and that you really do have all these ways to connect with people. So I really do enjoy that. As well.
Absolutely.
It makes it more fun, right?
It does. And it's actually it's a nice piece of the initial conversation that you have with a recruit. It's not just about the business. It's about the experience of working here. And so you get to touch on the fun stuff too. And I think that also kind of pulls people in and it attracts them to the firm as well.
Right. And then what I also find is that you're able then to connect with people when you're having conversations. You can go back to events that was, did you remember this about this event? And it just kind of gives that more connection. So you're not just working with people on a serious project. You have something fun to talk to them about as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even though we're looking at a resume when we're interviewing somebody, we want to know what they enjoy doing outside of work as well. That's also important. So you can also make that connection with them, like you said, and also connect them with the right people, like someone who loves golfing. We know who loves golfing at the firm. We might want to, pair them up and get them together, if the distance allows. But it's a really nice way to get to know someone full circle.
Absolutely. Well, I know my favorite time of the year is our annual retreat when we get everyone together. It's really powerful seeing our entire team all in one room. Virtual is great, but yet in person is for sure magical. I love how we focus on accomplishments and ideas and how to continue to expand the business. I mean, this past year at the retreat, it was very engaging. We were asking our people for ideas versus just sitting there and talking to them. And we were really celebrating everybody's successes. And then, of course, we have a lot of time to play. And I think my all-time favorite was the casino that we just had. I mean, I know our team is very competitive, but it was beyond competitive. So what's your favorite part of the retreat?
Yes, casino night will definitely go down in the Actualize history book as one of the best events of all time. That event brought on some fierce yet fun rivalry going on, but I also think that had to do with the awesome prize table that was shown. I think we got extra competitive given that the prizes were so great. But I think aside from just being together, being able to collaborate for the good of the firm, all the while still being able to have fun at the retreat and being surrounded by awesome people is the best part. So, as for the events, I love the casino night too. That was really, really fun. And I definitely think we should do it again. But my all-time fave may have to be the band and the karaoke. And it's I think we saw so many employees come out of their shell and dance and sing and have a really good time together. And it was really good to see them in a different element like that. So that karaoke and that band definitely brought that out. And I enjoyed that a lot. And that's really what the retreat does. It gives us a chance to open up and have fun and be playful and enjoy getting to know each other outside of just the work environment. And that's really important for an organization. And again, those events during the retreat bring new energy and spark new energy across the firm. And that provides innovative discussions and different, meetings and groups of people coming together that you wouldn't normally see. And I think we both, can agree that we'd love to see that as well.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good time, and people talk about it all year and are always really excited for the upcoming year, which we already have a date set for that. We kind of we joke. I mean, I know we joke that we plan a wedding every year because that's the amount of detail that goes into planning this retreat. And, we kind of compete with weddings now, right? Like we have to set the venue
it's true
a year out. So, so I'm excited for this year upcoming. So, the in-person, absolutely very good. We also, our teams will go to different conferences together where they're able to have a little, bit of time outside of work as well. So there's, more than just one time. And then also sometimes on client sites. And then as we have groups across the US and Canada and the UK, we have the little team get-togethers throughout the year. We're very focused on community service as well. So I think we just have all these different opportunities. And because we've been mainly remote for all these years, it's just part of our culture. And I think that just enables people to be okay with that remote working. So we also have many virtual events. I think, COVID really increased those, but what I found that it's been really helpful to offer additional ways to engage people and little pockets of people and just having a lot of variety. So what's your favorite virtual event that we do?
That's a tough question. I think, I don't think it's any surprise that I enjoy the virtual escape rooms a ton. I love that there's a competitive side to it, but I also love that, it's a small team group as well. And it doesn't feel virtual. It feels like you're in that room because it is led by a live person, which is such an amazing event to be on, even when you're at home and looking through your screen. But I do think the virtual escape room might be my favorite, but equally right behind it, I'd say is the cooking events. And I think just because of my passion for cooking and, my love for cooking all around is, a really fun thing to do with people, but you also get to kind of do it alone and then share with your family as well. And that's something that I really enjoy. I still make those crispy potato pancakes that we made for the appetizer. I make those at the holidays with my family, and it's a huge hit. And I never would have tried that recipe had it not been for the virtual event we held with him and her, which they were amazing. And we had so much fun doing that. And so I enjoy the team events like the escape rooms. And then I also enjoy, being in my kitchen alone and cooking something, not necessarily alone because I am on screen with others, but it's something I can do and then share. This is my accomplishment. So I enjoy both aspects of that for sure. And, as I said before, cooking has always been a passion of mine. And then being able to share it with my family, well, that's just a win-win.
Yeah, no. And I also like with the cooking events, many times, significant others or kids or even grandchildren will join in as well.
Yes.
So that makes it more fun too. So we can actually engage and, kids love to see what their parents or grandparents are doing. So that's super cute because I love kids.
Yes. And that's why this is such a hard question because there's so many good ones. And as you said before, to your point, variety is key. And you just saying that, bringing your family in and letting them enjoy the event too, it just reminded me of the comedy kumite that we did.
Mm-hmm.
And that was so fun too. My husband did it with me. I mean, we laughed for hours. We were laughing. And sometimes people need an event like that where you're not necessarily doing something or you're not challenging yourself in an escape room. And you're not being involved. You just want to watch and laugh. And so the variety is key. And like comedy kumite is a great example of that, where you can just sit back, relax, have somebody else join you and just laugh and not have to do something too. And that's a great event.
Yeah. Well, the comedy kumite, if you don't know, listeners, is we have 3 comedians come in and we get to pick who advances to the next round and who ultimately wins. So it's a little bit of engagement, but as Theresa said, it's not overly taxing. It's just fun. But yeah, actually that maybe we need to brush that off for this year as well, because we definitely get a lot of good feedback on that one.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think, for me, my favorites, definitely, my passion is giving back. We do, at the end of the year, I call it like my elves around the world. And, we had so much involvement from, kids to we helped even cats. So we, we're in schools, like we really just expanded out our reach to help others over the holidays. And I just really love seeing that and seeing, our approach has always been hands-on giving. So really allowing people all over all of our offices to reach a lot more people just really brings me a lot of joy. And I think people really appreciate that as well. And then we support Alex's Lemonade, which it gives money back to kids fighting cancer. And I like that one because it also involves a movement goal. And, you do a great job with the Google sheet that we have where we have teams and then we do some sort of reflection. I think this year we did gratitude, but we've also done like little mini goals and things of that nature. But you're kind of get to see where your team is too, just even, are they having a hard time getting up and going for a walk or a bike ride? And, maybe they're struggling with something, but I think that just is really good on team connection. And then there's some banter between teams as well. So I really like that one too. It's a fun one. And we've been doing that for years. And
I agree.
And it's for a good cause too, right?
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah. And it's inspiring to see what everyone on your team is doing, as well to get their miles in. And it's also inspiring to read about the stories of the children that you're supporting, with childhood cancer with Alex's Lemonade. So I love that event as well. Definitely something, we've been doing for, years now. And we will continue that throughout the years to come.
Yeah. And I think, we've kind of been talking about bigger events, the retreat, which is huge. And then we have these smaller events. But another thing that's really important to me personally and is checking in with our people on a regular basis. And we're at about 100 people and I still have some sort of cadence where I'm checking in with people on a regular basis. And that just allows me to understand what's going on with people. And, we also have in our goals and performance like a way to where you're supposed to be documenting conversations. So I'll go in and even read those as well. And then if I see something of, like, oh, maybe somebody wants to do a podcast, maybe somebody's struggling with this issue, then I can go and try to resolve that. And I think that personal connection also helps with, our culture and people really feeling, a part of the team. So, I mean, I don't know how long I'll be able to keep doing this as we continue to grow.
I don't think there's enough time on your calendar.
But it's something that I just, really enjoy. And, I get a lot of positive feedback because, we all want to be seen and heard, right? Yeah. So if I can give somebody that and they think that, they know that they're being heard and that we really do appreciate them, that goes a long way.
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly right. The planned events are fun. They're group events typically, but having those smaller touch points are equally as important on a daily basis, and just checking in with your people and making them feel, seen and valued. That's equally as important. So totally agree. And I love that you do those check-ins with our people all the time.
Well, I think that's all we have time for. Thanks so much. It's always fun doing a podcast with you, Theresa.
Likewise. I love it. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us for today's episode of Actualizing Success. Make sure to visit us online at www.actualizeconsulting.com, where you can explore our service offerings. Don't forget to subscribe to the show on iTunes, Spotify, or your preferred platform. If you've enjoyed what we talked about today, please consider leaving a review and following us on LinkedIn. If you have any questions or would like to share your opinions with us, please send us a note at podcast@actualizeconsulting.com. We look forward to hearing from you.